Aita for leaving my in-laws homeless. My husband 32M and I 30F got married last year and had a baby. When our daughter was 10 months old, my in-laws Mill and Bill had a house fire where they lost everything. It was terrible. Of course, without hesitation, we offered our home. We have a 3BR house, my Mill and BIL 17 moved in, so we really only had one extra bedroom to begin with. That night we took their things to the laundromat to salvage what they had. We made a bedroom out of a large foyer, made a GoFundMe, and started collecting things. We also purchased a brand new washer and dryer because our household just doubled in size. 2 days later we had them pretty well settled in. I personally purchased things like phone chargers, pajamas, and other essentials, and was paid back at a later date when some GoFundMe money became available. A few days later, my husband's grandma became ill. I then drove my MIL back and forth to the hospital many times and assisted her in decision-making. Grandma passed away, unfortunately, about 2 weeks after the house fire. Again, a terrible time. As things got settled in, we asked my Mill to pay some rent, as she could claim this on her home insurance, and it would help us with additional costs. It wouldn't cost her anything, the insurance would pay. We also determined a meal schedule, as I spent the first 4 weeks being the only person preparing meals every single day as well as taking care of the house. We were also purchasing all groceries and other essentials for the house. Eventually, things got very cramped and tense. I'm a tidy person, and they didn't clean up after themselves. They also would go out to eat multiple times when it was their week to cook, leaving us with no dinner and no plans. The nail in the coffin was a relative coming from out of town and scolding us about how we were treating them. He claimed it was ridiculous we were charging them any rent, and that since my Mill had helped her son with college expenses and raised him that we shouldn't be asking for a penny. He also stated that he knew we had been rude to them and treated them badly. The doozy of this was that the out-of-town relative didn't speak to my husband or myself. So the only person he could have gotten these thoughts from would be my in-laws. After a heated argument with our out-of-town guest and the in-laws, my Bill ended up yelling in my face, resulting in my husband telling him that he needed to find another place to stay for the night. When my Mill spoke up to object, he told her she could find another place to stay too. They left and haven't returned, and we haven't spoken weeks. So, are we the assholes?